You are at war, but not with the world. The real fight is inside you. Your mind is either your weapon or your weakness. Your body is either your ally or your prison. I did not become Bruce Lee through luck. I created Bruce Lee. I was weak, I was doubted, I was told I would fail. But I did not accept limits, and neither should you. Let me show you lessons that will change how you see yourself forever. People often say, I can't do this, I can't be that. But who told you that? Where did those limits come from? Most of the time, limits are not real. They are beliefs, invisible chains you put on yourself. You are not too weak, too slow, or too late. The only thing stopping you is the idea that you can't go further. Every time you say, I can't, your mind listens. It builds a wall around you. And with time, that wall becomes a prison. But here's the truth. There is no wall. There is no prison. You are the one holding the key. To break free, start small. Every day, push a little further than yesterday. If your body is tired, do one more rep. If your mind says stop, take one more step. If fear tells you to quit, face it head on. The moment you push past what you thought was possible, you prove to yourself that limits are an illusion. Comfort is the real enemy. It whispers, stay where you are. It's easier. But the people who listen to comfort never grow. They stay the same year after year. If you want to be strong, if you want to be powerful, you must get uncomfortable. You must step into the unknown. You don't have to take a giant leap today. Just one step, and then another. Because once you start breaking limits, you realize something. There are none. People spend their whole lives following rules they never questioned, obeying traditions they never understood, and believing ideas they never challenged. They accept things as they are because that's how they were taught. But have you ever stopped and asked yourself, is this truly the best way? Many people fail not because they lack effort, but because they waste their energy on things that do not serve them. They hold on to ideas, habits, and systems that were never meant for them in the first place. They try to fit into someone else's mold instead of shaping their own. I never followed one martial art style blindly. I took what worked from every discipline, boxing, fencing, Wing Chun, wrestling, and discarded what didn't. That's how I created Jeet Kune Do. And that's how you must create yourself. The world will try to tell you what to think, how to act, and who to be. But you must filter everything. Take what is useful, throw away what is useless, and make something that is uniquely your own. So how do you do this? Start by looking at what you consume daily. The books you read, the advice you take, the habits you follow. Are they truly helping you grow? Or are they keeping you in place? If something is slowing you down, let it go. If a habit is making you weaker, cut it out. You must be ruthless in removing what does not serve your progress. Next, seek knowledge from everywhere. Do not limit yourself to one way of thinking. Learn from different cultures, different disciplines, different perspectives. Absorb the lessons of warriors, thinkers, and masters across time. Every piece of wisdom is a tool. The more tools you have, the better you can shape yourself. Finally, create. Do not just repeat what others have done. Do not just follow the path that is already there. Build your own. Develop your own voice, your own way of thinking, your own philosophy. You are not here to be a copy of someone else. You are here to become the greatest version of yourself. Most people spend their lives being imitations when they were meant to be originals. But those who rise above, the ones who leave a mark on this world, are those who absorb, discard, and create. Fear is the greatest liar you will ever meet. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you are not ready, that you are not good enough, that if you try, you will fail. And so, most people listen. They hesitate, they hold back, They wait for the perfect moment, a moment that never comes. But here's the truth. Fear is not real. It is a thought, a prediction, an illusion created by your mind. It only has power if you believe in it. What happens when you let fear control you? You become trapped. You hesitate to take action, avoiding challenges instead of facing them. And slowly, your world shrinks. The things you once dreamed of seem too far away. You start telling yourself, maybe I wasn't meant for more. But that's a lie. Do you know what fear actually is? It is a signal, a sign that you are standing at the edge of something important. Fear does not mean stop. It means this is where you grow. Every great thing you want, confidence, strength, mastery, success, lies on the other side of fear. But you will never reach it if you keep running away. Look at a child learning to walk. They fall over and over again. They don't cry about it. They don't give up. They don't think, maybe walking isn't for me. They keep going until they master it. Because failure does not exist to a child. They do not fear it, they learn from it. But as we grow, we start fearing failure. We avoid risks. We stop chasing what we want because we are afraid of looking foolish, afraid of making mistakes, afraid of losing. But in reality, the only true failure is not trying at all. The greatest fighters, the greatest minds, the greatest leaders, none of them got there without failure. I did not become Bruce Lee because I never failed. I became Bruce Lee because I never let failure stop me. Every time I was knocked down, I got back up, smarter, stronger, better. So what should you do? First, stop fearing failure. Expect it. Welcome it. Every time you fail, you are getting closer to mastery. Every mistake teaches you something. The only people who never fail are the ones who never try. Second, face fear head on. Do the things that scare you. Speak when your voice shakes. Move forward when doubt fills your mind. Train when your body wants to quit. The more you step into fear, the weaker it becomes. Soon you will realize it was never real in the first place. And finally, remember this. Fear is temporary. Regret is forever. If you allow fear to stop you now, years from today, you will look back and wonder, what could I have been? What could I have done? And by then it will be too late. So do not wait. Do not hesitate. Run toward your fears. Break through them. And when you do, you will find something incredible waiting for you on the other side. Your true self. Your body is only as strong as your mind allows it to be. The greatest warriors in history weren't just physically powerful, they were mentally unshakable. They could endure pain, push past exhaustion, and fight through impossible odds because their minds were trained for battle long before their bodies ever stepped onto the battlefield. Most people train their muscles, but they never train their thoughts. They lift weights but carry weak beliefs. They sharpen their bodies but allow their minds to remain dull. And when challenges come, they crumble. Not because they are physically weak, but because their minds have not been conditioned to withstand struggle. Your mind is a weapon, and like any weapon, it must be forged, sharpened, and tested. The first step in training your mind is mastering your thoughts. Most people are controlled by their own negative thinking. They say things like, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. What if I fail? These thoughts are poison. Every time you think this way, you weaken yourself. You must replace these thoughts with powerful beliefs. When your mind says, I can't, you respond with, I will find a way. When doubt creeps in, you remind yourself, I am stronger than this. You must rewire your thinking, turning fear into fuel, obstacles into challenges, and pain into progress. Next, you must train your focus. Most people allow their minds to be scattered, jumping from one distraction to another. They waste hours on useless information, scrolling endlessly, consuming garbage that weakens their mind instead of strengthening it. A warrior does not waste time. A warrior trains his focus like a blade, sharp, precise, and unstoppable. How do you do this? Start by cutting out distractions. Stop filling your mind with useless noise. Read books that make you stronger. Surround yourself with ideas that challenge you. Feed your mind with wisdom, not weakness. If you cannot control your focus, you will never control your future. You must also train your resilience. A weak mind gives up when things get hard. A warrior's mind pushes through. There will be days when you feel like quitting, when the pain seems too much, when the goal seems too far. This is when your training is tested. Will you break, or will you keep moving forward? The way to build resilience is simple. Do difficult things every day. When you don't feel like training, train harder. When your mind tells you to stop, push further. When fear tries to hold you back, step forward anyway. Each time you do this, your mind grows stronger. You become harder to break. And finally, you must develop unshakable discipline. Motivation is weak. It comes and goes like the wind. But discipline is the foundation of mastery. It is waking up and doing what must be done no matter how you feel. It is choosing action over excuses, progress over comfort, and purpose over pleasure. Discipline is not something you are born with. It is something you build, one day at a time, one choice at a time. Every time you show up, every time you refuse to quit, every time you push through resistance, you are training your mind to be unstoppable. A warrior is not made in a day. He is forged through fire, battle, and struggle. Your mind must go through the same process. Sharpen it, strengthen it, challenge it. Because in the end, the strongest weapon you will ever have is not your fists, not your body, but your mind. And if you master it, there is nothing in this world that can stop you. Water is the most powerful force in nature, not because it is strong in the way that stone is strong, not because it is rigid in the way that metal is rigid, but because it is adaptable. It can take the shape of anything. It can be soft enough to slip through your fingers, yet strong enough to wear down mountains. It can move with patience or strike with force. This is how you must train your mind and body. Do not be rigid like a rock that breaks under pressure. Do not be stiff like a tree that snaps in the storm. Be like water, always flowing, always adapting, and always unstoppable. Most people resist change. They want things to stay the same. They cling to what is familiar because it makes them feel safe. But life does not care about your comfort. Life will throw challenges at you. It will change the rules. It will push you in directions you never expected. The weak panic. They complain. They wish things would go back to the way they were. But warriors do not fight against change. They move with it. If water is blocked by an obstacle, does it stop? Number. It finds a way. It goes over, under, around, or through. If you want to be powerful in life, you must do the same. When something goes wrong, don't waste energy resisting reality. Adapt. When life challenges you, don't break under pressure. Flow through it. Find a way forward. The strongest are not the ones who stand still. The strongest are the ones who move, adjust, and dominate no matter what happens. Some people hear, "be water," and they think it means being passive, being weak, just going wherever life takes them. But this is not what it means. Water is not weak. Water is one of the most destructive forces in the world. It washes away cities, carves through rock, and turns into ice so strong it can shatter steel. Being water does not mean accepting defeat. It means knowing when to be soft and when to be strong. When the situation requires patience, Be soft. Move calmly. Flow smoothly. When the situation requires action, be a storm. Strike hard. Crash through everything in your way. A rigid person cannot do this. They only know one way to react. But a warrior who is like water can handle anything. They know when to wait, when to move, when to strike, and when to disappear like mist. Most people become trapped in their own ideas. They believe in only one way to succeed, one way to live, one way to do things. And when that way fails, they break. This is why you must train yourself to be open, to see things from different angles, to understand multiple paths, to never limit yourself to one strategy. I never followed just one style of martial arts. I took the best from each and made something new. If one way didn't work, I found another. I did not let my mind become stuck. You must do the same in everything. In training, in thinking, in life. Never believe there is only one way. Never let your mind become rigid. If something is not working, change your approach. Adapt. Become formless, and you will never be trapped. Water does not always move gently. Sometimes it becomes a storm. Sometimes it turns into a tidal wave and destroys everything in its path. This is how you must be when your moment comes. When you are working towards something, when you are chasing your goal, when you see your opportunity, do not hesitate. Do not stop. Move like a flood. Crash through obstacles. Overwhelm everything in your way. Because when you are like water, nothing can stop you. If a rock stands in your path, you do not break. You flow past it. If a wall blocks your way, you do not give up. You wear it down until it crumbles. If you are faced with resistance, you do not retreat. You strike with force. This is why water always wins, because it never stops moving. It never lets anything stop it. And in the end, it always finds a way. If you want to dominate your mind and body, if you want to become something that cannot be broken, you must learn to be like water. When life is hard, flow through the challenge. When things do not go your way, adapt and adjust. When you face an enemy, strike at the perfect moment. When obstacles appear, go over, under, around, or through. When you see your chance, take it with the force of a tidal wave. Most people are either too soft and let life push them around, or too rigid and break under pressure. But you must be different. You must learn the balance. The world cannot stop water. And when you become like water, the world cannot stop you. Discipline is the master of all things. It is the force that separates the weak from the strong, the ordinary from the extraordinary, the ones who dream from the ones who become. Most people fail not because they lack talent, not because they don't have potential, but because they lack discipline. They rely on motivation, and when motivation fades, as it always does, they stop. They quit. They give in to weakness. But discipline? Discipline is unbreakable. It does not depend on how you feel. It does not wait for the perfect moment. It does not make excuses. If you master discipline, you master everything. Motivation is like a spark. It lights up for a moment, but then it disappears. Some days, you will wake up and feel ready to conquer the world. Other days, you will feel exhausted, unmotivated, and tempted to take it easy. This is where discipline comes in. It does not care how you feel. It does not ask, "Do you feel like training today?" It does not wait for the right mood. Discipline is showing up when no one is watching. It is waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It is doing the hard work when your body wants to rest. It is pushing yourself forward, even when everything inside you says stop. Most people let their feelings dictate their actions. They say, "I don't feel like working today. I'll start tomorrow. It's too hard." And so, they stay in the same place. They never grow. They never reach their potential. But the ones who succeed, they move forward no matter what. They train even when they're tired. They work even when they don't feel like it. They take action even when doubt whispers in their ears. Because they understand. Discipline is not about what you want right now. It is about what you want the most. Every single day you have a choice. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Discipline is painful. Waking up early when you don't want to. Pushing yourself beyond your limits. Saying no to distractions. Choosing hard work over comfort. But regret? Regret is far worse. Regret is looking back and realizing you wasted time. Regret is seeing opportunities you could have taken but didn't. Regret is knowing you had the potential to be great, but you let it slip away because you chose comfort over effort. Discipline is hard, but regret lasts forever. Discipline is not something you are born with. It is something you build. And the only way to build it is to do hard things. Every single day. Start small. Every day, do something that challenges you. If your mind tells you to quit, keep going. If you want to stop at 10 reps, do 12. If you feel like skipping a task, do it anyway. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. And soon, things that once felt impossible will become second nature. You will wake up early without hesitation. You will train hard without excuses. You will face challenges without fear, because you have trained yourself to act no matter what. Weakness is always waiting for a chance to take over. It starts with small decisions, skipping one workout, delaying one task, making one excuse. And before you know it, weakness becomes your master. Discipline is the only way to destroy it. When your mind says, "I don't feel like it," discipline says, "Do it anyway." When excuses appear, discipline shuts them down. When distractions try to pull you away, discipline keeps you locked in. Weakness is a disease and discipline is the cure. The stronger your discipline, the weaker your excuses become. The strongest people do not think of discipline as something they have to do. They see it as who they are. They don't say, "I have to train." They say, "I am a warrior and training is what I do." They don't say, "I have to work hard." They say, "I am disciplined. I don't need motivation. I take action." When discipline becomes part of your identity, you do not struggle to stay consistent. You just do it. Because it is who you are. Most people think discipline is restriction. They think it means living a hard, joyless life, always forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do. But this is not true. Discipline is the greatest form of freedom. When you are disciplined with your body, you are free from weakness. When you are disciplined with your time, you are free from chaos. When you are disciplined with your actions, you are free from regret. Weak people do whatever they feel like in the moment. They let emotions control them, but in the end, they become slaves to their own weaknesses. Disciplined people control themselves. They are in charge of their mind, body, and future. And because of that, they are truly free. If you master discipline, you can achieve anything. Strength, success, confidence, power, all of it is built on discipline. Do not wait for motivation. Take action now. Do not make excuses. Destroy them. Do not let weakness control you. Be stronger, because in the end, discipline is the difference between those who succeed and those who stay the same. If you want to be unstoppable, unshakable, and truly great, make discipline your master. Your emotions are powerful. They can push you forward or hold you back. They can make you strong or make you weak. The difference between a warrior and an ordinary person is control. Most people are slaves to their emotions. They react to everything. If they feel angry, they lash out. If they feel sad, they give up. If they feel doubt, they stop trying. They let emotions dictate their actions instead of choosing their actions despite their emotions. But if you want to dominate your mind and body, if you want to become unstoppable, you must learn one thing. You must control your emotions, or your emotions will control you. Many people think controlling emotions means suppressing them, pretending they don't exist. That is not the answer. You are human, and emotions will always be part of you. The goal is not to become emotionless. It is to become the master of your emotions, not their servant. A warrior does not ignore fear, anger, frustration, or pain. He feels them, understands them, but does not let them dictate his choices. Anger can destroy, but it can also fuel you. Fear can paralyze, but it can also sharpen you. Pain can break you, but it can also make you stronger. The difference is in how you use them. Most people live in reaction mode. Something happens, and they immediately react with anger, fear, or frustration. But warriors do not react. They respond. When someone insults you, do not react with anger. Stay calm. Weak men get angry easily. Strong men control themselves. When you fail at something, do not react with frustration. Learn from it. Weak people get emotional about failure. Warriors study it and come back stronger. When life throws obstacles at you, do not react with self-pity. Adapt and move forward. Weak people complain. Warriors adjust. A reaction is emotional and uncontrolled. A response is calm and calculated. Be the master of your responses. Anger is one of the most dangerous emotions. It can make you reckless, make you say things you don't mean, make you lose focus in the heat of the moment. If you let anger control you, it will destroy you. But anger is also energy. If you control it, you can use it to fuel your focus, your discipline, and your drive. The key is to redirect anger, not suppress it. When you feel anger rise, do not explode. Channel it. Put it into training. Put it into discipline. Put it into action. A warrior's anger does not make him reckless. It makes him sharper. Fear is a trick your mind plays on you. It makes things seem worse than they really are. It makes you hesitate. It makes you stay in the same place, afraid to take the next step. But the greatest secret about fear is this. Once you step into it, it disappears. How many times have you been afraid to do something, only to realize later it was never as bad as you thought? Fear only has power when you avoid it. The only way to overcome fear is to face it directly. If you fear speaking up, speak up more. If you fear failure, fail faster and learn from it. If you fear pushing past your limits, push even harder. A warrior does not run from fear. He steps into it and destroys it. Pain is something every person faces. Physical pain, emotional pain, the pain of loss, the pain of failure. But pain is not your enemy. Pain is a test. Weak people let pain break them. They complain, they quit, they look for ways to escape. But warriors? Warriors take pain and turn it into power. Every great fighter has trained through pain. Every great leader has failed and suffered before they succeeded. Every strong mind has been tested by hardship. When you face pain, do not run from it. Sit with it. Learn from it. Let it make you stronger. A warrior does not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" A warrior asks, "How can I use this to grow?" You will not always feel like training. You will not always feel like working. You will not always feel motivated, but this is where discipline must be stronger than emotion. Weak people say, "I don't feel like it." Warriors say, "I do it anyway." This is the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who stay the same. Warriors do what must be done, regardless of how they feel. If emotions try to pull you away from your goal, stay locked in. If your mind tries to make excuses, push forward anyway. If doubt creeps in, Remind yourself who you are and why you started. The strongest men are not the ones who lift the most weight. They are not the ones who fight the best. They are the ones who have mastered themselves. If you can control your emotions, if you can choose discipline over feelings, if you can turn fear into fuel and pain into power, then nothing can stop you. Most people are prisoners of their emotions, but warriors control themselves. And when you control yourself, you control everything. Every single day, you are making a choice about who you are, how you live, and what kind of person you become. Most people don't realize it, but their actions, their habits, and their mindset are shaping their future right now. Some people drift through life without direction. They wake up, go through their routine, and let life happen to them. They blame circumstances, they blame others, and they believe they have no control over where they end up. But a warrior does not think this way. A warrior knows that he alone is responsible for his path. He knows that who he becomes is not up to luck, not up to fate, not up to anyone else. It is up to him. The question is, who are you becoming? Nothing in life happens by accident. The strongest minds, the best fighters, the most disciplined people, none of them got there by luck. They built themselves. Every workout you complete, every book you read, every challenge you push through, these are all bricks in the foundation of your future self. But the same is true in the opposite direction. Every workout you skip, every time you choose comfort over effort, every time you let fear hold you back, these are also bricks, but they are building a weaker version of you. Every day you are choosing between two versions of yourself: the strong, disciplined, unstoppable version, the weak, lazy, excuse-making version. Which one are you feeding? Many people say, I will change someday. Someday I'll be stronger. Someday I'll be more disciplined. Someday I'll take life seriously, but someday is an illusion. It does not exist. The only thing that exists is now. Your future self, the man you dream of being, is not created later. He is being created right now, in this moment. Everything you do today is either bringing you closer to him or pushing you further away. If you keep waiting, if you keep delaying, you will wake up one day and realize that someday never came, and by then it will be too late. Weak people wait for someone to come and change their life. They wait for motivation, for the perfect moment, for someone to guide them. But warriors take responsibility for their own path. If you are not where you want to be, it is your responsibility to change it. If you are not as strong as you want to be, it is your responsibility to train harder. If your life is not where you want it to be, it is your responsibility to take action. No one is coming to save you, no one is going to do the work for you, and no one will care about your excuses. The world does not reward excuses. It rewards action. Too many people live their entire lives based on what others expect of them. They follow the path that society sets. They choose careers, beliefs, and lifestyles based on what other people think is right. And then one day they look in the mirror and don't even recognize themselves. You must ask yourself, am I living the life I want? Or am I living the life others expect from me? If you are not walking your own path, you are living someone else's dream instead of building your own. A warrior does not seek approval. He does not ask for permission. He chooses his own path and walks it with confidence. At the end of your life, you will look back and see the choices you made. The hard truth? No one else will be responsible for them except you. If you are strong, it will be because you chose to be strong. If you are weak, it will be because you chose to be weak. If you are successful, it will be because you chose to take action. If you are filled with regret, it will be because you chose to stay in the same place. The choices you make today are shaping the person you will be tomorrow. If you want to be a warrior, choose to be one. If you want to be disciplined, choose to be disciplined. If you want to live without regret, choose to take action now. Because in the end, the greatest battle you will ever fight is the battle for your own destiny. And the only person who can win it is you. I was told I was too small. I was told I would never make it in Hollywood. I was told I could not succeed. And yet, here I am. Not because I was lucky, not because I was special, because I did what others would not. You want power? You want mastery? You want to dominate your mind and body? Then remember, destroy your limits. Absorb, discard, and create. Fear nothing, especially failure. Train your mind like a warrior. Be water, flow, and crash. Discipline above all. Control your emotions. Choose who you become. The greatest fight is not against the world, it is against yourself. And you must win. If this inspired you, like the video, share it, and subscribe. Your journey to mastery starts now.